or the information is received. However, as usual, there are a few areas that need some attention. The first is the demonstration itself. So it was here. Imagine that on a chair. Imagine that if the audience, if the room is full. So the selection of a place or location to put that product is very important to start with. So you could have arranged a better place somewhere for the product itself. The steps were clear, but you promised us to give us a video. Video definitely will add more quality to your speech. You spoke about quality checks, but you did not focus on that. And nowadays, the quality is the most important thing in any process. So you could have explained to us some few techniques. What are the type of quality checks done on the steel? The standard, you covered them. Another important thing you did not touch on is storage. It's very important to fabricate a product, but to store it also it requires a good standard. It's worth to be mentioned as a part of your explanation to us. But in general, the product is well received, well taken, and I really like your product. And even your company, Union Steel, it's the first time I hear the name, but it's a good company. I heard about it today, and I will search about it in the internet as well. Over to you.
You will ask NBC to buy more steel from them?
Yes. And Kuwait Emirates Steel, our brothers.
There's CCTV camera like
No, that is a recommendation.
Yeah.
Like security to be tightened with the
Thank you, Chair.
There are around 100 cameras, more than that.
Thank you, Chair Jamal Sidra. I'd like to invite timers, please. Easy.
Toastmasters. Toastmaster John Thomas took 3.12 minutes. And so Jamal Sidun, he took 3.22 minutes. How much? 3.22.
All are good.
Yeah, all the Thank you.
So everybody got the smart slip for the well. So going back to the before going to the table topic section, I would like to demonstrate for today. So we stop here that what is BCM, the business continuity process during the disaster time. So we would like to know something about disaster. What is called a disaster? What are disasters? It's not, of course, any unexpected long off days. An employee turnover, it won't count as a disaster. Any other normal difficulties facing, like sudden government policy changes. Like this year, VAT came and many companies are in trouble, like updating the systems. Disaster includes a sudden accident or a natural calamity that causes huge damage or economical loss during a period of time. There is natural disasters and accidental disasters and others like wars or riots and so on. So steps for BCM, say smart steps, I elaborated, it's a big process actually. So define the nature of your business, analyze current standards, what you put, analyze the risk factors. Often we like TM Jamal Sinha said, based on the nature of business, there will be risk factors. More often we can analyze. Develop a continuity plans and exercise and plan maintenance. So I'll give you some examples after the interesting section table topics. How a BCM works in a simple example. So next is our interesting section, table topics. I think all can participate today because we have enough time and we can make more interesting. So before there is timing rule for the technical position.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Table topic time is 1 to 2 minutes, and 30 seconds you can take to think on the topic. At 1 minute I will show green light, at 1.5 minutes I will show yellow light, and 2 minutes I will show red light, and with this we can finishes.
Thank you. So I'd like to invite Team Shawas who is making today's
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
So for today's table session, I have made it very simple. I have picked some phrases which we use on day-to-day life, so that it will be very easy to build a speech and you can deliver that. So there are 12 topics, but we have only 9 people. So those, I think all, if I permit, all can participate. So you can volunteer.
Start with the table topics once.
I am the easiest one. So please come forward and pick a topic.
Everyone can participate.
Okay. Let us start from the right side.
Okay.
First we will.
Even the DME can participate.
Okay, sure.
When the register comes last time.
Yeah, you can pick a topic. Okay, his Toastmaster Vivek, your topic is a stitch in time saves 9. A stitch in time saves 9. Toastmaster Vivek.
Good evening, fellow members.
Good evening.
A stitch in time saves 9. That means if we do the things on time, we don't have to repent and we can success in our future. This is what I understand from the statements. In the recent sanctions applied by United States on Iran, many countries are facing problems in doing business, and we are also in our company face. As a procurement person, now I am facing the problem, but I could take, by seeing the effect, we are also sourcing the steel billets from different countries, because Iran is stopped. What we do? We can stop our business also. Therefore, we have planned 3 months ago ordering the steel billets for running our company from CIS countries, the Black Sea countries, which is Ukraine, Russia, and other countries, also even Turkey. So I fully agree with the statement. A stitch in time save 9, sometimes 10 also. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vivek. So I welcome Toastmaster Jamal for choosing his topic. Even though even if you don't know about the topic, you can tell any incident which which is related to the topic. So, Toastmaster Jamal, your topic is between the devil and the deep blue sea. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. Toastmaster Jamal.
Repeat again. I don't get it.
Between the devil and this.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea. You don't understand the. Okay, it is a
Both sides
saying.
Both sides
You are stuck in between something like if you. Some similar proverbs are there, which is.
It's in danger. In
You are in danger. If you jump to that side, you are in danger. If you jump this side, you are in more. So
same situation.
Like right pan or fire.
Yeah,
Similar.
okay, I got you. So, okay, the topic master, fellow members, good evening once again. Although the subject is not clear, but now I am able to figure out some point about it. To have two possibilities, and both of them are bad, what you should do. That's how it is, correct? Okay, this happened always and every time. And I remember during this, when I was coming back from leave, actually I passed through a country called Algeria. And I got stuck in Algeria airport because there was some issues with my ticket. And not only I'm alone, with my family. We spent a night in Algeria. And that's as per normal plan. But the delay for another night was not planned. So I wasn't having any dress or anything to change. And same for my kids. So I had two solutions. Either to change the airplane the same day and pay around 25,000 dirham, or come back to the hotel that it was a horrible hotel that I couldn't sleep because of the smell. So this type of things happen in our life, but sometimes by grace of God only we are protected. So I would say that, and I think some assessment is needed before any situation. We have to weigh both, which one to go for. But to me, at that time, coming back from leave, going back to that hotel was better than spending 25,000 dirham.
thank you very much, Toastmaster Jamal. Now, Toastmaster Jajish. Toastmaster Rajesh, your topic is necessity is the mother of invention. Necessity is the mother of invention.
Your topic master, fellow members, good evening. Necessity is the mother of invention. Every invention is happened because of the necessity. Let us start with the light. Thomas Alva Edison, he invented light. Why? Because that time there was no light was there. In the dark, everybody was reading this one. And he tried 1,000 times to get lit one light. So that necessity was there. Even when he did the experiment 1,000 times, he did not get frustrated. Why? Because of the necessity. So any necessity is even in our day-to-day life also. Suppose if you have to travel some distance, and if there is a real necessity is there, you don't bother even if it is a hot sun or this thing, you will travel there. Suppose if you want to meet your girlfriend or wife, I don't think you will travel girlfriend in some far area, because I do remember when I was in India, one of my colleagues, he used to drive around 65 kilometers by bike just to see his girlfriend. He will not do anything, he will just see her and he will come back. And finally he got married with her. That time I used to tease him, but it was his necessity. So I will never drive 65 kilometers in riding in India. It is not that easy because that time road was so bad. And if you come back, you will be exhausted. And that situation is necessity. So everybody will come across some necessity in our this thing, and we will find some solution for that. So most of the things are invented by only the scientists. Otherwise, we would have invented many more things. Only thing they did not give us the opportunities. Still, we will see what necessity we will get, and we will invent something new. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Rajesh. I think the name of his colleague is Rajesh Colleague. Welcome, Professor John. Professor John, your topic is a pen is mightier than a sword. A pen is mightier than a sword.
Toastmaster, tabletop Toastmaster, fellow members, one good evening. I fully agree with that statement. A pen is always mightier than sword. If you look at the human history, pens have always played a much important role than swords. People who have conquered the world, they have defeated armies, they formed kingdoms, and even now it is happening. Rulers are so powerful, some of them could control massive countries, overpower other rulers, but press, if there is an independent press, courageous people who can write about their injustice, they can definitely defeat these powerful rulers. And it is happening, and it has been happening everywhere. All these powerful empires have failed at some point of time. And one major reason is common man, who is normally ignorant about many things. But there are few courageous people who could invoke them, who could write about their bad things, bad influences, and encourage them to fight against the evil rulers. It has happened, it is happening now. So pen, as the statement says, the pen is always mightier than sword. Back to you.
Thank you, Professor John.
I think how we can moderate WhatsApp is mightier than
Yeah.
Social media. But in that also content is written by.
Pen means something which we write. That's that. Now let us welcome Professor Ashok. Professor
Somebody is
Ashok.
holding the timer rule when the timer comes. You can tell them.
Toastmaster Ashraf, your topic is the early bird gets the worm. The early bird gets the worm.
The early bird gets the worm. The first. Of course, life is a competition, and survival of the fittest is the world's law. So we are always bound to compete each other to survive ourselves. So a bird, the sentence means a bird which is acting in time, it gets its food first. Like that, in our case also, in life, many situations sometimes we keep ourselves back, but later we understand that we had to act in an earlier situation. For example, I earlier once mentioned here, many a time I thought of joining Toastmasters and bringing it up, or any other situation, any occasion which I can express myself, I can develop myself, express. And even one time I went and kept me myself, I couldn't survive. So, had I continued my Toastmasters at that time itself, it was around I think some 6 or 7 years back, I could have become some DTM or at least speaking in a fluent way. So at least this is the time to get my work at you.
Thank you for the now for your topic is a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. Got it? Chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Third topic, masters, hear me and fellow members. Good evening once again.
Good evening.
As today's topic, the chain or weakest link. It's which we need to build our weakest link. It's a one chain. For me, it is this club, Toastmaster. It is I am considering myself, which is my weakest point that I can build myself as a chain, which is the club, and which is those activities happening here every 2 weeks. And also this the same subject I got the 2 weeks or 1 month before, the same thing about myself. So that's again I am getting more courage to perform as today who I am. Because in my initial days I know very well how I was performing here. Absolutely zero as far as I am concerned. But today, how I am standing, and without buffering, I can speak, and without any preparation, I can stand in front of you and I can deliver a small speech about the subject which he given to me. So, as far as I am concerned, it is one of the great chain for me, which is in my existing weakness.
Can you take over the timer role? We have done that. Let's welcome Toastmaster Venkatesh. Toastmaster Venkatesh, your topic is a bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. A bird in hand is worth 2 birds in the bush.
Birds in the bush, okay. It's like
One which you already have.
known devil is better than unknown angel. Is it something
Yeah,
like that?
something like that.
Good evening, Toastmasters. My topic seems similar to known angel is unknown angel. No. Unknown angel is better than known devil.
Known devil is better than unknown angel.
Yes. And known devil is better than unknown angel. Okay. So before I go for any change, but change we can't avoid the change in the life. But when we go for any change, yes, we want to understand what are the benefits, what are the advantage we have in the existing system, and then we have to plan for whether we want to go for the change or we can stick in the same position as we generally follow. Even changing the company or going for the different company, we don't prefer thinking that what will be in the second side. So which will not be useful for our career growth. So always we should change that mind of taking the challenge in the life and grow in the part of as our life goes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkatesh. Now let us welcome Toastmaster Rashid. Toastmaster Rashid. Your topic is all that glitters is not gold. All that glitters is not gold.
Toastmaster, table topic master, dear fellow Toastmasters, how are you? All that glitters are not gold. We face many times this situation in our life. Something we think it will be very good for us. In the later stage, we are realizing it was good that I didn't choose that, or it was my mistake that I have chosen this. I like to narrate one small story. It's happened in Africa. The teacher called upon many students, and teacher asked them to hold hands together. There is 2 baskets hanging in the trees. One seems very beautiful, and you can see that there is something inside, like fruits or something. And on the other trees, there's a small basket and it's empty. There's nothing. Teacher asked the students, either you all hold your hands and get this small basket. It seems there is nothing inside, but there is a valuable thing inside. I'm sorry, the teacher is asking, the small basket, there is something precious inside I kept. Who is running fast and getting it, they will be very lucky. On the other basket, there is some fruits, but you all have to hand your hands together and go and eat it. So each of you will get very small things. The students, everybody expected they will run to the basket, which is there is some shady things kept, as teacher said. But making everybody very wonder, all students hold their hands each other and run to the, slowly walk to the basket, the big one, there is only fruits. Teacher asked them, students, why you did this? The students all answered that Ubunda, it's called Ubunda in African language. I am nothing if others are not happy. How I can be happy if others are not happy? We don't need something alone. We need all together. I am here because of we are. This is the real meaning, Ubunda. I am here because of we are. So teacher said there is nothing I kept, and at least you have a valuable fruits. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid. So that is the end of table topic session. Anybody want to try again?
Now we have.
So Thank you.
Voting is-
Time.
Now the, I like,
Bringing Toastmasters. Toastmaster wait took 2 minutes. Toastmaster Jamal took 1.45 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh took 2 minutes, 3 seconds. Toastmaster John Thomas took 1 minute, 53 seconds. Toastmaster Rajesh took 2 minutes, 50 seconds. Rajesh Ashraf. Toastmaster Ashraf took 2 minutes. Toastmaster Nofal took 1.18 seconds. Venkatesh 1.20 minutes. Thank you.
all are perfect.
So Rashid took 2.50. 2 minutes, 50 minutes, 2 seconds.
So it's
2 minutes 30 seconds.
50 seconds.
50.
Yeah.
I thought it's 50.
Too much.
No, it's not.
Qualified is 2.30. 2 minutes, 30
I thought it's 50.
50, 50.
Except
He is not qualified. All others are qualified.
All others are qualified.
So I request all of you to vote for the best tablet topic and best evaluation. Yeah, I will give you some examples, very simple examples regarding jobs.
Like is not finished. Last year's review.
Then everything is done.
Yeah, BCM, I will give you one small 2 examples regarding BCM. What is a business management, business continuity management? Consider it's a rental car business. It's a very simple example. A rental car business, all of a sudden the car got damaged. You rented a car to a customer and car got damaged. Here the disaster management is that recovery of the vehicle, taking it to the garage, getting the repaired, claiming for the insurance, like that. What is the business continuity management here? It can be a plants like the big rental cars, they will have reserve cars. They will not rent all cars same time. They will keep few cars as a reserve, because if anything happens, they have to replace with new car. Business should not be stopped. Or arrange another car from any other availability from the other rental cars. Or nothing is there, at least arrange a taxi, because a customer is a key. We should not lose a customer. If you lose a customer, you are not only losing one, maybe many, because he will tell everybody, no, this is my bad experience with this. In the same way, in the power failure. Power failure may be due to many reasons. The disaster management, finding out the reason, repairing, maintaining, maintenance, doing maintenance, like that. The BCM here is arranging a generator or getting a temporary connection from the any other nearest lines or something. I think it's a clear the two. Now,
Can I add 2 more sentences?
yes, yeah, sure.
Now, IT being, all of you are aware, information technology being a major part of every business. So IT plays a major role in the business continuity management of any organization. So how does it work?
100%.
We always have 100%
And this, if you look at the history, the term BCM took prominence after the Trade Center attack. There are Trade Center, American World Trade Center was headquarters of many financial institutions. when both of them got destroyed, several companies went bankrupt because they could not, the entire data was there. They did not have a proper plan how to recover it. So then this become very prominent. It took importance that. So in IT, what we do, every company has something called a primary data center. Your servers, storage, the entire data is stored in the primary data center. So if there is a fire happened on the primary data center, that's it. Company is closed down. It cannot function from tomorrow because your application, your data, everything is stored there. But there is a thing called backup. We back up information. But that is not a business continuity management. That is a disaster recovery management. Because backup is in a media. It will be normally in tapes. If there is an attack, if there is a bomb blast on the data center, even if you have the backup, it is going to take months to set up the infrastructure, set up the applications and bring the data back. So that is it's not a DCM plan. It's a recovery plan. So DCM plan, what it does is a mirror copy of whatever we have here is we create another infrastructure with a mirror copy, not an identical thing, but a cut down version, because everything costs money. And the data is copied through communication links. So whatever is written here, all the critical data is being transferred to the DR site, and there are international standards says that the recovery site has to be 80 kilometers away at least. So if you have your main data center is in Mussafah, you need to have your the high availability center kept somewhere in Dubai or Align or in PCC it's in project building. It's not, but we are planning for a remote setup. This is, we call it high availability setup, not a DCM setup. Now, there are two major points when we talk about IT. It's called RPO and RTO. So when there is a disaster, there is something called recovery time objective. How fast you can recover from a disaster. Assume that there is a fire in the primary data center. How fast the users you can provide users access to your system. That is the recovery time objective, RTO. And there is something called RPO. Because assume that it's a functioning, it's a working day. A bank is functioning or something, a customer facing department is functioning. Every second there is a lot of data getting pumped in. So you cannot, most of the cases you cannot have the last transaction because that's gone. So recovery point objective is till what point you can recover the process. Maybe it's 30 minutes or 1 hour back. So these RTO and RPO are two major things when it comes to business continuity management. How do you measure it? How efficient your DCM is? Back to you.
Thank you, Dear John, adding very valuable points to our information and knowledge. We had a good takeaway. And I could add this point in next meeting in my company. RTM and RPA, right?
RTO, recovery time objective, recovery point objective. Search for it in Google to know.
Well, now we are about to. There is a report from the World Master. I'd like to invite him, Naufal. And he's going to make the both role, our founder and World Master.
Good evening once again. I said today word Oculus, it's not enough usage except 3 people. TM Rashid he used one time and our Toastmaster Rajesh he used 2 times and Toastmaster Ashraf he used one time. That's only about the word usage. As a grammarian, I didn't notify any grammatical mistake. And the next, moving to the all-counter. As a all-counter, I noticed that Toastmaster Rashid he used 2 times R. And Toastmaster Ashraf he used more than 6 times R. And there is usage of is 3 to 4 times. I think it's 4 times he used And next, Toastmaster John he used 2 times R. And Toastmaster Jamal he used 4 times R. And Toastmaster Rajesh he used 3 times R. That's all about the report.
So there are many asks today. So we don't have any guests for today. So before calling the general evaluation, there is we can make general evaluation first, then awards. So our expression and K.M. Rajesh will get.
Once again, good evening, Toastmaster of the evening and fellow members. Now the report for today's meeting. When the meeting started, we had only 8 people, so I thought that the today's meeting will not be that interesting. But Toastmaster of the evening, he brought the right team and especially Sergeant at Arms. He arranged the room such a way that it is on the normal meeting and people are okay. We read in the video such that we are able to speak. But the thing is, whoever taking the roles, they should not miss the meeting. So next time we can keep consider fine for whoever name is appearing in the agenda. If they don't present in the this thing, you can charge consider for that. So that's it.
I think this has, because it's been happening on a regular basis now.
So you are circulating the agenda. So once the circulated agenda, your name is there, it is your responsibility to attend that. Or you have to tell in at least 1 week advance to change your name. Till the last minute your name is there and if you don't attend, that is unjustified. So you can make it.
One day, then only we can get another prepare.
And the good thing is, because of the small crowd, everybody was able to speak and everybody got an opportunity in the table topics. That is a positive point of having the less number. Otherwise, some people will be deprived of having the stage usage. So, there is a positive thing also when the people are less. That's why I am telling you. If it is 8, still we are able to finish this 2 hours with the 8 people. That is a great achievement. Now we'll come back to the role players like Sergeant at Arms, Toastmasters channel. He was very, before the meeting he was here and 8 o'clock, I entered the hall at 7:55, 7:55 itself, this video was reading. Please give him a big round of applause. So the Sergeant at Arms is in the time, the meeting starts in time and finishes in the time. So I think we can finish the meeting also at 10 o'clock. Next, he called the president. President has given a very good, beautiful what the leader should be, the 5 things what leader should have. That he explained, and it was a part of project speaker, I believe. So it was very nice to hear from president such a thing, because president himself is a leader. What he has to do, he narrated everybody so that everybody can become eventually the next president. So follow that 5 things without missing that one. And I'll come to the Toastmasters later. And the timer, he was timing rule, you are doing first time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. For the first time, you did a very wonderful job. Give him a big round of applause. suggest that always you watch your this thing lights, because when the speaker starts this thing, if any of the light is on, he will get confused. Our president got confused. How we manage, because he's a experienced speaker. If it is a new speaker, they will get nervous by seeing the lights. Then our counter Naufal, and he took the 3 roles: our counter, word master, and grammarian. And I could not find any Argulus Toastmasters today, Manish. So it was a beautiful word, and it is a new word, and we could have used that one. But one thing is, when it is a negative word, people will reluctant to use. So try to bring some positive words so that people can use it in the speech. When the negative word becomes difficult to use it in the speech. But the word was beautiful, and I liked it. So you deserve a good round of applause. Of course, you did the very meticulous accounting, and grammarian we will not suggest anything, but still I think nobody has made any grammatical mistake. Now back to table topic master again, Shah was, and he brought very simple phrases, and that everybody was able to speak with that topics. That is the more important. Particularly, you should be able to speak in the type of topic. So if you bring in the normal meeting very complicated item, and if you are struggling for to understand this thing, it is a waste of time. So you brought a very good table topics, and the good thing is everybody got an opportunity to speak. So give him a big round of applause for his second work. Now, evaluator. Evaluator, I need not tell much about that. Both are very, what is called, veteran evaluator. Toastmaster John, because in every speech, when the speaker is new, you have to encourage him. So Toastmaster John is encouraging him so that in the very next meeting, I think Ashraf is ready to give another project, I believe. So he encouraged him so much, so he is impressed, and rightly pointed out what are the things he can improve. That is also required. When you evaluate, always you have to tell where he can improve. That also right with them. And Toastmaster Jamal had a tough time because he has to evaluate a very tough topic. Not tough topic, it is a seasoned Toastmaster. So, but he justified that one. And anyway, he gave, of course, he gave a very good recommendation where he can improve. Because when it is a new speaker, it is easy to tell them where he can improve. But when it is a seasoned speaker, you have to find the mistake and tell them the way to improve. And you did the justification for that one. Both of them deserve. Now coming back to the captain of the ship. Captain of the ship, he was injured player. But his passion and its dedication, he did not escape from this responsibility. And he brought a very good theme, that business continuity, and that theme continuity kept till the end. The icing of the cake is that continuity is for that one. Toastmaster John has added the additional this one. That was beautiful, and I liked his enthusiasm and this thing. Please give him a big round of applause. And another continuous applause for our Toastmaster of the evening. Now, one suggestion I can give is that when we use the word of the day, maybe we can clap this thing, or we can clap a little, not continuous, so that everybody get encouraged to use that word. If somebody is using the argulas, you can tap like this, so that everybody knows he has used the word of the day. So others will remember that to use that word. Did I forget anybody? No, everybody is covered. So one thing I enjoyed, even with this quorum, the meeting was well conducted and well in time. Hats off to you.
So, climax.
I'll take.
So we are entering to the climax. So best speaker, we know, before that I would like to invite President to hand over to So, best speaker, there were only 2 speakers today, and one speaker is not for voting. So, T.M. Ashraf. I cannot imagine project number 2 itself.
Becoming best speaker.
Yes. Really, you delivered a very good job. Next, evaluator. Who gonna be? Any idea? Our senior Toastmaster John Thomas. He just came from vacation and travel topic. I think I don't need to invite a new person to the stage. It's none other than T.M. John Thomas.
Yeah, let's have a group photo with them.
Yeah.
Let's okay, we'll do one by
Yeah, one. Just because in this meeting, no much photos. That's good suggestion. Yeah.
Give me a model.
With this, I am handing over the podium to our president.
And next one is
So,
You can write down the table paper.
yeah.
So hand over to the new PM.
So the first thing TME, Toastmasters TME. I think Jamasindra is it's a quite long time.
Okay.
Okay.
And we need one general evaluator. Jim John Doctor.
I'll try to give the speech. Oh, okay. Next meeting, I'll come as the area director. I will. Previous is not there.
No.
I need to. Okay, then I will give the speech.
But next meeting is coming immediately after the holidays. Many people, including me,
So 27.
Next meeting, but the meeting will be there. No,
so maybe we can fix
no, I think we'll keep it in 27.
27.
And after that meeting, we'll go to the. After that meeting, next meeting will go to.
So who can deliver a speech?
10th only.
They are ready.
3.
23.
The first meeting, the management policy.
What about delegation?
The first meeting itself, which is not
So we need one more speaker at least.
next meeting will not be here.
T.M. Ashraf,
Outside.
Actually, my next project will be an evaluation as in pathway.
So,
I think I can go for an evaluation.
so you can evaluate till now.
But I don't think, evaluation or
The two speeches.
No, no.
One
Again, you have to do that speech.
Okay, I have the second
Yeah,
speech.
do it.
One more speech, yeah.
Second speech of project.
This one you have to repeat it.
Yeah.
So I will mention.
evaluation, immediately after second, I don't think evaluation.
No, he has to incorporate the mistakes of
And recommendations.
Yes.
In the next meeting,
Yeah, but see that
After next
No,
project.
no, next meeting you have to bring whatever the evaluation is giving,
Yes, yes.
that you have to bring it. Then that point, whatever the suggestion he has given, that you have improved or not, that is the third speech, I believe.
No, that is second speech itself. Second project has two
Same
speeches.
subject or any other subject you can
You can use the same speech also, you can use.
Or any other subject, but the evaluation is a must.
So
So
I
have to
think
go to the.
one tablet topic also. Tablet topic must.
That we can.
Okay, tablet. Okay, now we have the major roles here. Two speakers are there and TME and other evaluators. The rest we can circulate through the.
That's what the body calling you.
So you can give hand over the updated data to Toastmasters. So then he will follow.
So with this I am handing over the podium to all present.
Hope everybody enjoyed the meeting and I also enjoying the tea and samosas. Hopefully we could complete the meeting with a successful way, even if the quorum is, even if the members are less, as mentioned by Rajesh Palligare. Each person have got enough time to speak, which will improve. Now next meeting is on 27th. So I will not be here, so I will delegate the
To VP,
VP education, whoever it is coming here.
make sure he is available.
I have seen that our exco members, only 2 members are here today, out of 6.
Excuse them at this meeting, next meeting or they have to be here.
Yeah.
XCOM, you also you keep the.
And
three
VP education,
No, at least from the XCOM you can collect the money. Those are not coming.
except 1 exco members, all the other 3 are here. So they have their own projects,
So
they have their own involvements, okay.
No, in that case, no, what happens? People will, okay, why to give the fine, they will come. Otherwise, okay, today I am not in mood, so let us keep this one.
But we have our extra meeting Wednesday.
Wednesday.
We will discuss all this. Yeah, we will discuss all this.
It fixed it.
Because even all exco members arrive
It should
here.
not be like a punishment.
No, backing
No,
off,
that's it.
backing off needs to be discouraged, is maximum.
No, once it,
Yeah, but
once it is, name is printed in the agenda, it is their responsibility to attend. Or at least one week they have to.
So we will discuss whatever it is. Or the meeting is going on.
I think maybe we can start with the 2 days, then we can increase to maybe. And we can start with two
yeah,
days. Like
2 days,
Then we can increase like by knowing the response. Maybe people will hesitate to give the names if we adopt this.
No, we will discuss the matter first. Not going to adopt or implement the thing.
No, that is.
What is the members?
No.
More members are supporting, then with the voting, then we will implement. Otherwise, we cannot implement.
It should not be, it is a punishment. It's like a fun. It's not
Or they have to act next meeting a fund program as a punishment. Some fund fees, something they have to. This will improve their communication skill again. In that way we can organize.
Let them bring some drinks, Pepsi or Coke or something.